It began from doctors taking shaky baby steps. Now it is an art. It is life-saving. Transplants have been occurring since the early 1900s. Of course, as doctors got more into the human body, more and more technologies came up and it opened a brand new branch in the life-saving process of transplants. Transplants have been around for a while. They date back to the 1950s, when the first successful living-related transplant was completed. There was a big complication during these transplants though. The doctors that performed the transplants knew very little, if not nothing, about the immune system. What exactly is the immune system? Well, the immune system is a network of cells, tissues, and organs that work together to protect your body from invaders. These invaders are parasites, bacteria, etc. To clarify, doctors will put organs from the donors into the body of the patients, but since the organ was incompatible, it was rejected and the body did not have an immune system left due to the lack of teamwork between cells, tissues, and organs. Since there was no immune system in the body of the patient quickly died because their body didn't fight against bacteria. In order for the patient to have a donor organ, the patient's information regarding height, weight, and immune system have to be put in the system. When the patient's information and weight on the list is approved, a match run is ran, and if there is a name in the list, that would be the donor. To continue on to the process of the transplant, the patient will have to assign a transplant team. Now let's assume that the patient has his donor organ and his transplant team ready. The next step will be for the patient to stop eating and drinking. This is so that when surgery is performed on the patient has an empty stomach. In order for surgery to go smooth, many things have to be completed before surgery process begins. These include the intestines being cleaned and the donor organ has to be ready as well. The final step would include the surgery, in which there are many tools used here. Many of these tools include graspers, retractors, distractors, etc. The patient is then put under anesthesia, which will later wear off as the patient wakes up after surgery is completed. After the anesthesia is ready and working on the patient, the doctor will start cutting up the patient. In this process, the organ is placed wherever needed in order to function properly. After surgery is successful, the anesthesia will have to wear off on the patient. The patient may also remain in the hospital for several days, depending on the surgery performed. Many new technologies have developed throughout the years. There are many technologies that have come up in order to allow many things that maybe scientists never knew about would ever be possible. One of these new technologies is a device. What is so special about this medical device is that while surgery, the organ is kept alive. What I mean by kept alive is that while the patient is having surgery, the organ is allowed to function and it is kept warm. Before this machine was invented, organs were kept in coolers such as this one. These coolers kept the organs cold and most likely damaged the organ due to the conditions exposed to. This is just one of the new technologies as of right now. There are many more technologies that will soon be discovered and many more that have already been and are already helping people. This new technology alters the immune system, meaning that now patients can receive a donor that is incompatible with their immune system. There has even been a successful case where a human transplant was successfully completed while altering their immune system. Clint Smith, a patient in New Orleans, recently had a transplant where his immune system was altered. It changed my life. Clint Smith.